I'm sitting in the alley in Fortville with Santa. Some may say we share some similarities. I look at him. I mean, he's painting a locomotive, a steam locomotive. Looks like good work there, Santa. So, I'm following up a video made shot a while ago, with some commentary now. In the Fortville alley, it's all decked out for Christmas. And it's not even Thanksgiving, which Fortville's home base. And so the videos I've shown you so far have given you a little flavor for Fortville. And it's a great place to shoot trains, great place to hang out and watch trains, even if you're not into the photography thing, you just want to check them out. Good place for that, great place for that. It's home base as long as I live here. So, but it's not the only place to catch trains. Got my Bailey Yard shirt from Nebraska. We're gonna get out and about and catch stuff all over. But the next few videos are about exploring Indiana a little bit more, and not just shooting in Fortville, great as it is. So Fortville has the CSX trains, and great. But people who live in Florida can see CSX trains. People who live in New York, Pennsylvania, people anywhere east of the Mississippi can see CSX trains. So it's probably not a special treat for some of you, because that may be what's in your backyard. So I want to show you something more that's unique to Indiana, because Indiana does have some great unique things. So we'll start with the Indiana Railroad. Now, first off, I love their red and white locomotives. They are gorgeous, and that railroad keeps them clean. The locomotives are clean. I think it appears that they clean them every day. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how it looks. And I like that. I like a company that takes pride in themselves and what they're doing, and they appear to have that. I like that a lot. And then the Indiana Railroad also has maybe, arguably, the best location to see a train in Indiana, which is Tulip Trestle. I'm gonna go there a lot. It's gonna be home away from home. It's that good. One train a day in daylight, and not even all year. Most of what crosses Tulip happens at night. And, that's just the way it runs. But when it runs in daylight, I make every effort to get there regularly. So you'll see some great action at Tulip Trestle, and including in this video. Yeah, Tulip Trestle, I mean, Tulip Trestle is as good as it gets. I put that up against a lot of places. I put that up against Staruka, Viaduct. Tulip Trestle, it's 150 some feet off the ground. It's lengthy, about a half mile in length, plus or minus. I don't have exact figures in front of me, so I'm not going to try and fake that. But it's just a stunning sight. People think of Indiana and they think of just flat. And yeah, northern Indiana is pretty darn flat. But southern Indiana, you start to get into the foothills of the Appalachians, and you see interesting features reflective of the terrain that the railroads have to cross. Tulip Trestle is all of that. So one of my favorites, again, seeing those beautiful red locomotives crossing Tulip Trestle, really, really terrific sight. Hard to beat. That's why I go there a lot. That's why it's home away from home. He's gonna stand sentry for me. I have good faith in him. One thing about trying to catch trains, on the big railroads like CSX, there's some measure of precision scheduled railroading, right? And there's something of a schedule, understanding that a million things can go wrong and make a train catch a delay, right? But we're learning when certain trains move. So for instance, if we look at the map, we see we start at Home Base Fortville in the morning. Why? Because we know that reliably you can catch some trains. So why sit around and catch nothing if we have a good sense that we can catch something? And so we go to Fortville first, and then from there, what do we know about? I mentioned the Indiana Railroad. What do we know about them? Well, they run a train every day called the Avon Turn. Well, the Avon Turn runs somewhere between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., somewhere in there. We're never exactly sure. So to come to Fortville when the sun rises, of course this time of year the sun rises a lot later, but in the summer, you get here at 6:30, 6 o'clock, start catching those early trains, get a few under your belt, and then go down to the belt line. It's only ever one train. It's slow, which means you can really focus and catch things and notice what goes by. Like, half of the train is intermodal stuff that's being dropped off to CSX at their Avon Yard. And so a portion of that train, usually plus or minus half, is intermodal. Container cars. And then the second half is of mixed freight, just a variety of box cars and hoppers and tank cars and you name it, just anything. And that, and so that's a very interesting train to catch. A lot of fallen flags that are in the manifest, in box cars, which is a lot of fun to see. Things you just don't see very often, but they come across on that train. So that's a fun one. And again, with the red and white locomotives, what's not to like? We've learned that if you go to Bargersville, that train in daylight savings time is leaving Senate Avenue Yard after 2 o'clock, 2:30, thereabout, somewhere in the 2 o'clock hour. It arrives at Bargersville in the 3 o'clock hour. But its arrival in Bargersville sets a benchmark, because if you see it in Bargersville, I know I can drive, and not like a nut, I can drive and get to Tulip Trestle at the observation deck that they have there and set up with no rush whatsoever. And in about 15 to 20 minutes, that Senate Avenue-Hiawatha Yard train is going to come. So that's a nifty little route, right? Fortville, Indy, Bargersville, Tulip. That's a full day. Gives me time to have lunch and meet with a friend or something like that in between besides. So that's a lovely day, and that's what this video has. Oh, we have big fun here. We had a big central Indiana chase starting in Fortville, then down the south side of Indy to the Belt Line to see those beautiful red and white locomotives of the Indiana Railroad. In the afternoon, on to Bargersville, and we chased that train to the venerable Tulip Trestle. We got a fallen flag or two along the way. It's all big fun. It's time now to go to the trains.
From Fortville, now we go to Indianapolis's south side to catch the Indiana Railroad's train, SAAVT. The Avon Turn out of Senate Yard and onto CSX's Avon Yard. It runs on the Indianapolis Beltline, which is CSX track, so it also has CSX train number, Z465. We got a long train here, let's enjoy. This is a long train, and it's moving slowly, and it's not going to speed up any. That's okay, we're going to show you the whole train. And it's such a great assortment of cars. Above all, I love mixed freight. I love trains like this, such a variety of cars from such a variety of sources. I mean, it's really fun to look at and maybe even try to imagine where they came from. Although some of these, like Canadian National, we know they came from Canada probably. Now we're arriving at one of my new favorite vantage points, because at Sandorf Park you get behind the soccer fields, and there's this great clearing you see here, and the city of Indianapolis skyline is to your upper left. And I'm going to pan around here in a second, and you'll see Lucas Oil Stadium where the Indianapolis Colts play. Just one of my favorite vantage points that I recently discovered. The horn we're hearing is signaling for the crossing at Churchman Avenue as the train snakes through the area and starts to bend in a northeasterly direction. I used to work in an office there, and one of my daily treats was to get to witness the Avon Turn. Nice parade of boxcars here, some older, some newer, and something we don't see very often anymore. There it is. Two of them, actually. Wisconsin Central. Fallen flag. Great to see. Lovely parade of boxcars, followed by the trash train. Trash cars from Heritage. No idea what's inside them, nor do I want to know what's inside those. I'm glad they're covered and sealed. Well, this long train is really slowing down now. And sometimes the turn does make a stop. Not entirely sure why it makes that stop. Just know that it always has when it was a longer train. Don't know if it's a matter of the grade involved. Don't know if it's a matter of the numerous crossings that are involved. Don't know if it's about getting clearance from CSX. Maybe one of our helpful viewers will chime in the comments and let us know about this train and why it slows in this area. In terms of what it carries, normally the Avon Turn has historically had the intermodal cars at the front in the first half, and then the mixed freight in the back half. These cars get delivered to CSX at Avon Yard, and presumably the idea there is to break off the intermodal cars and send them on their way, and then the other stuff gets classified and sent on its way. Now, we went back to the ground camera, which is a good angle. It shows well, but we went there because the drone's batteries ran out. This train was crawling along so slowly that my drone battery was on the verge of petering out, and I didn't want the bird to crash. So we brought it home, brought in a new battery, and very shortly here you'll see us return to drone footage with a fresh battery for the rest of this slow-moving and long train. The Avon Turn snakes its way around the city's south side, then departs the belt and enters the CSX Indianapolis subdivision, heading west towards downtown. I found the train again on State Avenue, about a mile north at Sandorf Park. You can see it sitting. The ditch lights are off, so we knew we weren't moving anytime soon. We saw the conductor for the Indiana Railroad in his pickup truck on the left side of the track. The train sat for about 90 minutes before I had to bail to meet a buddy for lunch, but happy to have caught it on the south side by Sandorf Park. After a nice lunch, now on to Bargersville. Or is it Bargersville? Don't know, but I do know it's a reliable place to catch the Senate Avenue-Hiawatha Yard train every afternoon. This one includes in its consist 7001 Operation Lifesaver. A short train this day, but a lot of fun to see that Operation Lifesaver unit. Now, can we get to Salisbury and Tulip Trestle in time to catch this train again? Let's find out. Well, how about that? We saved the best for last, did we not? Oh my goodness, it's hard to beat. Anywhere in Indiana, it is hard to beat Tulip Trestle. And this train, yeah, it was short, but oh my goodness, it did not disappoint. And the scenery itself never disappoints. And what a great day overall, starting at CSX at Fortville, and then the rest of the day with the Indiana Railroad on the Indianapolis Beltline at Bargersville and here at Tulip Trestle. I do hope you enjoyed this installment of Bituminous Coal, and you will join us again real soon when I take you to the trains.